If you've clicked on this video, it's probably because, like many of us, including me, you found yourself putting off important tasks and instead becoming a master in the art of turning a 10-minute break into a 4-hour deep dive into the world of funny cat videos. Sounds a bit too familiar? Don't worry, we've all been there. Today, we will look at how to break the procrastination cycle for good. And I promise, by the end of this video, you'll understand the reasons behind your procrastination and have a clear, 3-step actionable plan to overcome it. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've watched countless videos on this topic. What makes this one different? Well, let me tell you that I've sifted through all the noise to bring you the real deal, tried and tested strategies that actually work. So sit tight. We're about to dive into some serious game changers. Before we jump into the solutions, let's get to the root of the problem. Why do we procrastinate? A staggering 80 to 95% of college students admit to procrastinating on their assignments, with about half of this group considering it to be a problematic level of procrastination. This statistic isn't just a number. It's a reflection of how widespread and normalized procrastination has become in high-pressure environments. Science tells us it's more complex than just poor time management or laziness. Procrastination is not just about being lazy. In fact, unlike laziness, which is defined by a general lack of motivation and activity, procrastination is an active process in which you choose to do something else rather than the task that you know you should be doing. It's about avoidance, driven by underlying emotions such as fear of failure, anxiety, or the discomfort of tackling something challenging. For example, when I was studying for exams, my apartment was always the cleanest, because cleaning felt less challenging than studying. Basically, procrastination is like a tug of war in our brains. On one side, there's the part that loves quick wins and fun stuff. That's our limbic system. On the other, we've got the prefrontal cortex, trying to keep us on track with plans and decisions. When a task seems too daunting or just plain boring, our love for fun side often wins, tempting us to do something more enjoyable. It's a natural trick our brains play to dodge stress, but nowadays it often ends up doing the opposite, making us stress out even more when we put off important stuff. Understanding this internal tug-of-war is crucial. It means that overcoming procrastination isn't about brute force willpower. It's about a smarter strategy that acknowledges and addresses this psychological battle. Did you know that procrastination isn't a product of the digital age? Historical records show that even ancient civilizations like the Greeks and Romans were discussing the pitfalls of procrastination. Seneca, a Roman philosopher, famously talked about it nearly 2,000 years ago, proving that the struggle to get moving isn't just a modern dilemma but a timeless human trait. Alright, we've just cracked the code on why we all put things off. But here's where it gets real. Ever heard of eat the frog? Sounds weird, but trust me, it's a game changer for getting stuff done. The first step is famously known as eat the frog, a term attributed to Mark Twain, who once said that if the first thing you do in the morning is to eat a live frog, you can go through the day knowing that's probably the worst thing that's going to happen to you. In our context, the frog is your most challenging task, the one you're most likely to procrastinate on. Here's how to implement this method. Spend a few minutes each evening identifying your frog. It could be anything from filing taxes to a tough workout or making that doctor's appointment because your shoulder has been hurting for months now. Wait, that's probably just me. The key is that it should be something significant and potentially intimidating. Before you sleep, visualize yourself successfully completing the task. This mental rehearsal primes your brain for action and reduces anxiety. Create a simple, enjoyable morning routine that precedes your frog-eating task. This could be a cup of your favorite coffee or a few minutes of stretching. It sets a positive tone and gets you in the right mindset. Remember, the key is to do this consistently. It might be tough at first, but it's a habit that will transform your productivity. Now that we've pinpointed the most daunting part of your day, your proverbial frog, the looming question remains, how can you actually muster the courage and the will to swallow that damn frog? That's where step 2 comes in. Picture this scenario. You're faced with your frog, the kind of task you'd gladly swap for just about anything else. That's when the 3-2-1 method comes into play. Here's how it works. You count down 3, 2, 1, and the moment you hit 1, you spring into action. No second guessing, no delays. But why does this simple countdown have such a profound impact? It's all about creating a sense of urgency and commitment. The countdown acts as a psychological trigger, a starting pistol in your mind, signaling that it's go time. By the time you reach 1, you've mentally prepared yourself to jump in, and that initial challenge of just getting started now appears achievable. And here's a pro tip. Pair your countdown with a little action move. Stand up if you're sitting down, open the document you've been avoiding, or simply clap your hands together. It's like telling your body, we're doing this, no backing out now. So, you've bravely faced your frog, and with a little help from the 3, 2, 1 method, managed to take the leap and swallow it. But the challenge doesn't end there. How do you ensure that frog stays down, preventing it from hopping back into your to-do list? The next strategy in our toolkit is designed to do just that. If you like this video so far, let's try the 3, 2, 1 method by hitting that subscribe button. 3, 2, 1. See, that was easy. The last step is called the 5 more rule, a clever little tactic that can seriously turbocharge your productivity. Imagine you're in the middle of a task and you hit that all too familiar wall. Instead of throwing in the towel, you challenge yourself with a simple, just 5 more. That could mean 5 more minutes of brainstorming, 5 more pages of your report, or maybe 5 more exercises in your workout routine. This rule plays a neat psychological trick on us. By setting such a small goal, it feels totally doable, right? So we dive in, but here's the magic part. Once we're in motion, continuing becomes a whole lot easier. It's like tricking your brain into getting past the I can't barrier by sneaking past it with a just a little bit more attitude. And you know what? More often than not, those 5 more turn into 10, 20, or even more, leading to a surprising surge in productivity. This rule isn't just about stretching your limits. It's about rediscovering your potential, one small step at a time. So next time you're about to give up, whisper to yourself, just 5 more, and watch how this simple phrase can transform your approach to work and life. What's that one task you always find yourself pushing to the bottom of your to-do list? We all have one, and I bet we're not alone. Drop a comment below and let's get real about the things we're dodging. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory against procrastination. And if you found any of these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more insights to make your day-to-day just a bit easier. These tips work best when done consistently, but being consistent can be really hard, right? Watch this video if you are struggling with self-discipline and want to learn how to improve.